Hello everyone, happy Halloween! If Halloween is your cup of tea. I can't believe it's the end of October already. How did that happen? I was actually planning on doing a wrap-up video for October, but there's not really much more to update you on since my last video, which only went up last week, even though it was a mid-month update. I finished my two book club books, which were Coraline by Neil Gaiman and Lovely War by Julie Berry. I really liked Lovely War. I wasn't so fussed on Coraline, which is not really a surprise because I generally don't really like Neil Gaiman's books very much, which I know is a controversial thing to say, but they don't do it for me. Anyway, in terms of Australian books that I've been reading, I'm still going with Harlequin's Riddle by Rachel Nightingale. I was hoping I would finish it this month, but I don't think that's going to happen. As you can see, I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I've got that little bit to... It hasn't really grabbed me, unfortunately, despite the fact that I've liked some of the ideas. So I'm interested enough to finish it, but that's about it, sadly, because I was kind of excited to see what it would be like, a fantasy setting based around performers and the tradition of commedia dell'arte, but it just hasn't been for me. Going forward into November, I am still trying to read as many Australian books as possible, and I still need to read at least 3 by women authors for my Australian Women Writers Challenge. And I also will be, because I can't resist readathons, it seems, as much as I try. I found one called Musicalathon, which each round the prompts are based on a particular musical, and on top of being a book nerd, I'm also a musical nerd, so I couldn't resist this one. And this is the second round that they're doing, and it's based on Wicked. And so I have chosen Team Wizard, which, the Wizard... But also it was the one where I could easily match up books I owned and some of my Aussie books easily with the prompts. So my TBR for that will be as follows. Number 1, a book with magic. I think I've had this on a couple of monthly TBRs before this year. It's going to be Finnikin of the Rock by Melina Marchetta, who is probably best known for her contemporary books, such as Looking for Ali Brandy, but this is her fantasy series, and I've heard really good things about it, and I've sort of been meaning to get to it all year, and haven't yet. So, fingers crossed that this will be the month. Yay! The next prompt is Something Bad, and the prompt is to read a book with an animal on the cover. And this was on my October TBR, and then I got distracted by those other books. So this is my excuse to read Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, which is the 3rd in the Nevermore series. And I'm very excited to go back into Nevermore. There's definitely plenty of animals on the cover, so it'll be interesting to see how they all play into the story. It's been quite some time since I read Wonder Smith, which is the 2nd book in the series, so hopefully it'll all come back to me as I'm reading, fingers crossed. This is the one problem with reading series as the books come out. I have a terrible memory for details, but I'm sure it'll all be fine. I'm going to skip over the Sentimental Man prompt for a second, and I'm going to go to the next one, which is Wonderful, the song Wonderful, where we need a book with a morally grey character. Now, this is one of the things that I find difficult about readathons, is how do I know that a book has a morally grey character in it if I haven't read it? But I was pretty confident about this one, and I did a quick Google to have it confirmed. I'm going to read The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. I'm pretty sure the character of Locke Lamora, is it Lamora or Lamora? I don't know. I'm going to say Lamora. Pretty confident that he is a morally grey character, and so this will fit the prompt for that. Should be fun. I think I don't know, is it like a heist book? Something? Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, should be fun. I've heard that's a series I've heard good things about for a long time. I think that's been on my Goodreads TBR for like 10 years. Anyway, so the next book, which is the last prompt on the list, is for the finale, Wicked, and the prompt is to continue a series. I'm going to read Breaking the Surface by Rebecca Langham, which is continuing on from Beneath the Surface, which is the first book. I don't actually know what the series is called. Hold that thought. The series is called The Outsider Project. There you go. And it's about, so there's like this alien race that cohabitates Earth with humans, and for a long time the humans like made them live underground and separate from them, but then at the end of the first book there's kind of an uprising, and that's where this one will be picking up from. Okay, last but not least, I'm going back to the Sentimental Man prompt, which is to read a childhood favourite. Now, I have picked The Court of Miracles by Kester, which only came out this year. So you're probably wondering how that can possibly count for a childhood favourite. And yes, I admit that I am stretching the prompt a little bit with this. So it's based on Les Mis, right? And Les Mis has been a favourite musical of mine since I was like 5 years old, when the 10th anniversary Royal Albert Hall in concert version was on TV, and my mum recorded it and I watched it all the time, and we had a cassette with the original cast in the car which we listened to and sang along with all the time. So Les Mis counts as a childhood favourite, and therefore The Court of Miracles as a retelling or like alternate universe thing of Les Mis counts because I say so. So that is my TBR for the month for the Musicalathon. In addition to that, if I have time, there are a few other things that I'd like to read as well. So the other night I was at the season launch for a local theatre company whose productions I really enjoy, and one of the plays they have announced for next year is Cosi by Nowra, which is a real classic Australian play. It's on school syllabi and you study it if you do drama at uni and all that sort of thing. And I was like, have to audition for that one, even though everybody's going to be auditioning for this one, so I probably don't have much of a chance. But as soon as I could after the season launch, I went and grabbed a copy of the text so that I can reread it and refresh my memory of what it's about and sort of think about what roles I might go for and that sort of thing. So it's only short, it's like 65 pages. So I'll give that a look throughout this month. And then literally the same day that I got hold of Cosi, I was at the library and looking at the Australian author section and came across Louis Nowra Collected Stories. Cosi is literally the only thing I know by Louis Nowra, so it'll be interesting to have a bit of a look at his other writing and see what that's like. So I'm looking forward to that. And I will also, there'll be 2 book club books again. I know that for our Phillips Scale book club, we're doing The Binding by, I want to say Bridget someone, but I can't remember. I'll put her name just there for you. That's a young adult fantasy. It sounds really fun. I'm looking forward to that one. And Swell Publications haven't announced their November book yet. See, I'm sure it'll be something good. So this is a lot to be going on with. This is quite an ambitious TBR. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I'll see you in the next update. Bye.